Let's talk about something most people don't like to admit. Most businesses don't have a marketing problem, they have a positioning problem. I speak with so many brilliant founders, CEOs, and especially women who are locking in their goals before the year runs out. And I've realized something. We do it all. We build the product, design the logo, set up the social media pages, and pour our heart into our first few sales. But there's one thing almost every single one of us forgets to do at the beginning. We forget to plan how to scale. How to not just find our customers, but how to stay relevant to them for years to come. And here's the hard truth. Without a plan to scale, you are not running a business. You're running a very expensive, very stressful hobby. You're listening to the Affluent Woman brand, the podcast for founders who are done building hobbies and are ready to build legacies. I'm your host, Omodolapo. Today, I'm not just going to tell you that. I'm going to give you the solution. I'm going to open my playbook and let you steal my exact 2-year scaling plan for my new clothing business. Before we dive in, a quick word. If you're a woman in business, a founder, or a CEO trying to lock in your legacy before the year runs out, this show is for you. And remember, the Affluent Woman's brand is more than a podcast. We are your go-to agency for business branding structures that outlast any temporary gain your ads can offer. Now let's talk about my new venture, an Afrocentric clothing line. The market is saturated. I knew that. I didn't want to enter it unless I was doing something radically different. I love African prints. I embody them. I wanted to connect with people who appreciate them just as much as I do. But love isn't a strategy. That's what I've learned all these years of being a brand strategist. African prints are everywhere, and it's not a unique selling point. So I had to look deeper. I saw the ready to wear industry promising delivery in 2 to 3 days. Great. I love speed, especially when I see what I love. I want to get it almost immediately. But as I scroll through website after website, pages after pages, a painful pattern emerged. Where were the women who looked like me? Where were the bold, beautiful, curvy, magnificent African women? The market was filled with beautiful clothes, trust me, but all molded by petite or slim women. There was a silence, a glaring gap where our stories were supposed to be. That was my first box ticked, my entry point. Big, bold African women. We are here. We love fashion and we're tired of being an afterthought. But I didn't just stop there. The designs themselves often prioritize style over comfort. Too short, too tight, too complicated. I thought, what's the point of a beautiful dress if you can't breathe in it or wear it more than once? So my second pillar, simple, reusable, versatile designs. Pieces you can rock in at least 3 different ways for 3 different occasions. And the final piece, I refuse to compete on delivery time at the expense of perfection. We can't preach elegant simplicity and then fast track our production quality. This is simple luxury, made from Adore and Ankara for high fashion men and women, and crafted with care, simple luxury made from the city of Ibadan. So I had my foundation, a specific audience, a unique design philosophy, and a commitment to quality. Now, here is where most brands fail before the start. The plan to scale is something they push off until we start making money. Let's start making money first before talking about scaling. And then when the money starts coming in, they get busy. They forget. They become a reactionary business, not a visionary one. And as someone with ADHD, I know I will definitely forget. I will get distracted by the daily fires. So I did the only thing that made sense. I created my scaling plan now. And I'm pasting it on my wall to remind myself every morning as a business owner where the next pin needs to move. How do you achieve this for yourself and for your business? We realized the first thing we did was defining our audience. We've defined them. We've analyzed the gaps we're filling. Now we identify how to stay relevant so our customers never ever give up on us. It's simple but profound. You don't do it with marketing. You don't force your presence into their lives. You simply create a unique bond through your branding. You make them want to come back. The brand that lasts know how to keep evolving. That's what I've learned. It's like a great chef. From the last incredible bite, they give you something familiar yet excitingly different. Think about Apple. Their latest product, the iPhone 17, is already a global speculation. It's insane. This happens every single time, and it's a business strategy worth modeling. The worst case rumor I heard, they are just changing the case to a slightly bumpy back around the camera area. And you know what happened immediately? Case manufacturers replicated it, and people are buying that case and fixing it on their old iPhones just to feel like they're in on the new thing. That's the power of brand evolution. It's the power of making people feel like they'll be left out if they're not part of your next chapter. So ask yourself this brutal question. If I went MIA from production today, would I be missed in my industry? Will my next big announcement be anticipated? If the answer is no, you might need a rebrand, better strategies, or to pack up and start over with this new mindset. For my ready to wear Afrocentric business, I've created a 2 year skill plan to stay on top of my game. And here it is. The 2 year stay relevant skill plan. Year one, the foundation of desire. And this is the last 2 months of 2025. The launch is the phase one. We're going to be creating awareness and positioning the brand. Launch with a powerful campaign, not just about clothes, but about a movement. Finally seen, finally felt. Use a curated group of micro influencers who are bold, curvy, and beautiful. We are not just selling clothes, we're selling identity and belonging. And then we're going to be creating something called the Founding 50, release an extremely limited numbered first collection. These customers aren't just buyers, they are founding members. They get a lifetime discount and a direct line to me for feedback. And then the phase two of this is the building core. And we're talking about month 3 to 12. Trust me, content is king, but community is queen. So we're shifting from buy my stuff to join my world. Behind the scenes content from Ibadan City, stories of the artisans, a Style Your Slay series showing the 3 different ways to wear our core pieces, and data-driven refinement. Use this entire year to listen. What pieces are they loving? What are they asking for? Every piece of feedback is a data point for year two. And by year two, the evolution and expansion is taking place in 2026. And then we're talking about the phase three of our plan. And the ideal world goes public. We start teasing your voice, our vision, share mood boards, fabric swatches, and design sketches for a potential new collection based on customer feedback. Let them vote on their favorites. Make them feel like co-creators, just like Canva and Meta does. These companies have mastered users' feedbacks as key components to their evolution. When Meta wanted to launch the Ray-Ban Meta display, their smart glasses, they brought creators in from around the world to witness the launch. And then we're going to be moving on to loyalty tier launch. We're going to be introducing a proper loyalty program, points for purchases, reviews, and social shares, and top tiers get early access and exclusive pieces. Then we're going to be launching the co-created collection. Then by year two and the phase two, now we take their whispers, their desires, and we turn it into a collection they designed. We will tease it. We'll make them wait for it. We'll make the announcement of a new dress feel like the unveiling of a new iPhone because it is theirs. And so I want you to steal this. Expand the narrative. Introduce a complimentary line, perhaps in accessories or menswear. Using the same core principles, the brand is no longer just about one thing. It's about a philosophy of fashion. The what's next teaser. End the year by already hinting at the next evolution for year three. Maybe it's a collaboration with another artisan. Maybe it's a new product category. The goal is to leave them wondering, what will they do next? Just like Apple. This plan I'm sharing with you ensures that I'm not just selling clothes. I'm building a brand that listens, evolves, and always gives my community a reason to stay. From a foundation of trust in year one to a legacy of anticipation in year two. So I want you to steal this, not just for a clothing line, but for your tech startup, your consulting firm, your bakery. Define your audience with surgical precision. Find the gap only you can fill. And then build a plan to scale your relevance, not just your revenue, because scaling before you fail isn't an option. It's the only way to build a business that lasts. And that's all we have today for the Affluent Woman's brand on this topic, scale before you fail. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to stop running a hobby and start building a legacy, send me an email now to lojayola@gmail.com to get a free template of this 2-year scaling plan. And remember, for the women ready to build a brand that outlives the trends, the Affluent Woman's brand agency is waiting for you. Now go out there and scale. I'm Omodolapo Jayola and I'm your host, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.